Hi, and welcome back to this week's episode of Hawk Talk. I'm Ellie Hanser.
I'm Coulter Hickok.
And this week we have a very special guest. Actually, this is your second time now on the show, right?
Yeah, I think something like that.
Yeah.
It's been a few years.
Yeah.
So.
Can you go ahead and introduce yourself, where you're from, and what you do here at DSU?
My name is Jamie Mullins. I'm a senior here at DSU. I'm an environmental science major. Originally from St. Ignatius, Montana, which is way far on the west side over there. And I've been wrestling now. I'm a senior, obviously, for a few years. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So can you talk about the little bit of a journey that you had, St. Ignatius, Montana to Dickinson? What was that journey like for you?
It was back and forth for a while. I wasn't really sure my senior year what I wanted to do and where I wanted to go, if I was going to stay close to home or what. But I actually, one of my coaches was a wrestler at DSU, kind of in the era that my coach was, the Justin Schlecht. And so he told me, he's like, hey, I got this opportunity for you. You can go out a little farther east than you're used to being and compete on another wrestling team and get to explore that avenue of college wrestling. And so I decided to take that opportunity kind of last minute in my senior year, and I'm really glad I did because I've been here for a while and it's been a great school for me. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, we love to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking a little bit before the interview, but you guys did have Minot State this previous week, the duel. Can you tell us a little bit about that whole duel?
It was a lot of fun. It's we're in different divisions and stuff there, D2, so there's not really, there's not a ton of pressure as far as rankings and stuff, and but it's still nice to go out there and compete with somebody that's kind of a rival because they're still in state.
Yeah.
So it was just a good opportunity to go out and have some fun, and it was our last competition, and it was somewhat sentimental for me because it was my last home event ever, my last duel ever, my last home event ever, and so it was just an opportunity to go out, have some fun, and enjoy the experience.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that too. I just had my senior night this last fall, and it is just like, it's a different kind of feeling the last time you get to go out there. Were you pretty emotional, or how did you keep it together? How did it go?
I felt like I kept it together
Yeah.
at least, and it's kind of one of those things. It's just it comes faster than you think. You didn't realize I was here, 5 years ago as a freshman, thinking like, wow, that seems so far away, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, it's here, and I didn't even realize it until a day or two before I was cutting weight and stuff, and then I just realized, I was like, wow, this is the last time that I'll ever be doing this for a home competition like this. So when I went into the match, I just really tried to focus on go out, have some fun, put on a show for the crowd, and soak up the moment, really.
Yeah. Those memories, I feel like, are going to last forever, huh?
Yeah.
That's how it is for me too. I'm like, it was a good goodbye to Scott's Gym.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was a good way to finish it off.
So I know you had just brought it up a second ago. You were dropping weight. Wrestlers, they're dropping weight all the time. What's the most amount of weight you've ever had to cut?
Ooh, within a week, I probably shouldn't say it. No, it's quite a few pounds. Sometimes I wrestle at 141. I've come in upwards of 151 at the beginning of the week, and kind of have to work your way back down. And it all depends on how well you manage, after one competition, making sure that you don't go eat a bunch of horrible, bad food and blow all the way up and stuff. But yeah, probably I'd say the most for me within a week is probably around 12 pounds.
Wow.
Ooh.
So kind of come back into this. Where is your saying drop a half come in from?
Drop a half. That's a Schlecht original right there.
Okay.
Because that was his bread and butter. On top was always he'd come in with a half, and so when he's explaining it in practice, this guy gets in this position, you just got to drop a half.
Okay. Okay.
And everybody kind of started catching on to that and stuff, and before you know it, it was on T-shirts and everything else, and being said in all of our online stuff. So.
Oh, I like that.
I thought it was always been drop a half a pound. I was like, oh yeah, I get that. Wrestlers always losing weight. But thank you for explaining that, because I was completely wrong.
It's always in reference to dropping the half Nelson on top and getting the turn and getting the pin.
Oh, I like that.
Gotcha.
And staying aggressive, when you're on top, and making sure that we're always working to not just beat the other guy, but pin him and get the most points.
Gotcha.
I like that.
So talking about wrestling and all that, we got a bit of a fun question for you. Ellie and I got asked this question in the interview where we wanted to be the anchors or co-hosts for Hawk Talk, not anchors.
Anchors.
But so we've got a little bit of a spin on it for you. If you were able to wrestle a bear, an octopus, or Schlecht, who are you picking?
Oh, that's actually a tougher question than you might think. I'd probably go. I think I'd go with the bear on
Yeah.
that one, honestly.
Why is that?
Just because octopus is really sticky. I mean, they got tentacles everywhere. They got
Yeah.
8 of them. I can't keep track of that
No way.
stuff. And you know, wrestling's a lot about like wrist control and stuff. They don't even have any bones, so I feel like they'd just be super clean. They'd be tough. Schlecht is Schlecht, so.
Be a little scary.
The bear might maul me, but Schlecht might kill you. So there's a difference.
Yeah.
You know, and
What about you, Ellie?
You know, I'm a really big wrestler. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'd have to go with the bear. Schlecht is like one of the most intimidating people I've
Yeah.
ever talked to. So like,
More intimidating than the bear, most
yeah,
likely.
yeah, exactly. Something like one good shot to the nose.
Yeah.
That's what. What
I mean,
about you?
I'm also going with the bear. I mean, I just think Schlecht is a scary dude. Like if you've never like talked to him, like he's always like straight faced, and you never know where he's thinking. And octopus, I mean, like you said, they're sucky, so
Yeah.
I got to stay away from that.
Yeah.
Maybe
Bear.
maybe in a few years I might take Schlecht, but right now he's still too healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait for the age.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yes, absolutely.
That's terrible. All right, bringing it back to wrestling. So we did have Gus Jones on here. What was that? 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
And we did ask him the question: is like, who is stepping up the most this season? And you were actually brought up, which I mean, I think that's a big testament to you as a wrestler. It's really exciting to hear that. So, what have you worked on over the last? You said 5 years, right?
Yep.
Redshirt. Over the last 5 years to kind of get to that top spot on the team.
Just trying to improve every day and stuff, and I've been really grateful for the opportunity I've given. But a big change I guess I've made even in the last year was just every year I've more dedication and changing stuff in my own program, because you can't just do the same things over and over again and expect to get better. So every year I'm changing some kind of component. Like this year, I made it a bigger deal to stay here and work hard over the summer. So I was wrestling at least once or twice a week in our room with some of our older, our past wrestlers and coaches and stuff. And so that was a big deal for me. And then also as just we've progressed, knowing that we're some of the older guys in the room and stuff, and showing a bigger level of competitiveness, as well as like a harder work ethic and showing up every day on time and making sure that when you're spending hours in the room, they're quality hours. You're always putting in the most effort you can and trying to get the most out of every workout and stuff. And definitely like going into your last year, it's going to be, the time's winding down and the clock's, ticking. So that's a big part of it, is just making sure that you're spending that time efficiently and giving it everything you got.
Right, and I think that's definitely showing throughout the program as well. I don't know, you guys have always kind of had that drive, but I think that you seniors especially are setting a really good example for everyone else. So like kind of on that note, I know that you have a lot of underclassmen this year. What underclassmen have you seen step up?
I mean, it's hard to pick just one.
Yeah, I mean, you can pick.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, the Hicks twins have done a really good job. They're stepping up. They're young and stuff. And then that's the tough part, is that everybody that's coming into the room, I think the older guys see, you see a little bit of yourself in them, because they come in and all of a sudden it's this new level of college wrestling.
Right.
It's so much more difficult than it is in high school. Our 125er, Dante Venema, like I said, I see a lot of myself in him because we're from the same part of the country and stuff. But he's stepped it up a lot. He's been pretty good for us at 125, and just all those. I mean, really, the group of freshmen this year has been pretty outstanding.
Right.
As far as guys that have been committed, they've all seemed to really show up on time. A lot of times you have those classes where they come in and so many of them are gone before even the end of the season. And this year it's been completely different. I mean, I'm excited for it because I think they're going to build a really good foundation all the way around, and it's going to be fun to watch those guys progress and get older,
right.
And eventually have their shot at being where we're at today.
Yeah.
So I mean, you've wrestled for so many years. You've probably had so many great memories, so not so great memories. I'm going to ask you a little bit of a two-parter. What's your favorite memory been throughout your whole career?
It's hard to pick. I mean, sometimes I kind of separate, I guess, between high school
Right.
and college, because in high school, my favorite part was always going to state and stuff, and And in Montana, we got to wrestle in Billings. You know, it was it's they put all the classes together for one tournament. So that was always my favorite part. You know, getting to wrestle there in the Metro, you kind of felt like a gladiator
Yeah.
in the
Right.
middle of the in the middle of the Coliseum. So that was the best part of high school for me. But as far as college, you know, nationals was always a great experience
Yeah.
and stuff, and it's fun and I guess I'd have to say, I don't know, the lock-in isn't necessarily my favorite memory, but it's one that'll always stick with me.
Right.
You know, doing all of those, because that's what builds kind of that camaraderie between
Right.
you and all your teammates and stuff. So I guess it's hard to pick one just individual moment from each one, and because traveling's always fun
Yeah.
too, you know,
Right.
with the guys and stuff. So
And then, so what's your least favorite memory? I mean, there can't be that bad of memories.
again, the lock-in's probably going to
Yeah,
come in there with
but
a
it's
couple
like
of
a-
them. It's like a best
it's
and
a
worst.
love-hate.
Yes, very much so. And then, yeah, some of the times, you know, cutting weight when I didn't do a very good job early in the
Yeah.
week. I have some pretty brutal memories of, you know, running on a treadmill super late at night before, you
Crying
know,
a
the
little
tournament
bit.
the next day, and it's like, yeah, you know, that's when stuff gets really tough.
Yeah.
But I guess, yeah, that's probably in there for worst memories, but I couldn't really say that anything's been, you know, horrible. I don't ever wake up having, you know, nightmares of something that's ever happened.
I was just
so.
like coming at you.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You know, like running. I just imagine you like running on the treadmill crying, you know, getting
Yeah,
more water weight
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I imagine something like that.
Yeah.
I think you'd do something like that for
You gotta
sure.
do what you gotta do to lose
You
your
think
face.
so?
Yeah. Whatever
No
it
one's gonna
takes,
judge at
whatever
this
it
point.
takes, yeah.
You know, we've talked a lot about you being a senior, but it really is. It's like a special time, especially, you
Yeah.
know, towards the back half of your season. But you as a senior, if you could tell your freshman self one thing, one bit of advice, what would it be?
Just keep my chin up. I think I put a lot of pressure on myself as a freshman and stuff, and I was always too worried about the future. And I think I made myself put too much pressure on myself before matches and stuff, like telling myself that I had to compete. When really, I do the best, and I know this now when I go out and enjoy myself and have fun and live in the moment with wrestling, you know, because it's easy to look too far in advance, and it's easy to say, like, I have to win this one to get to this spot, to get where I want to be. And I think I wish I'd have taken some more time to kind of just reflect and live more in the moment than looking into it. And I would tell my younger self, like, again, it goes by faster than you think it's going to. Because when I was a freshman looking, you know, I took a red shirt my freshman year, so I knew I was going to be here for a full 5 years. And it seemed like such a long time. And when you're putting in the work, it's like, man, I've got to keep doing this for a long time. This is a lot of work ahead of me. And then, like I said, it goes by way faster than you think. So.
Wow. Like, give me some goosebumps, you know? That was a really good answer. Yeah, you go ahead, try. I like it. You know, this has kind of become a staple for Hawk Talk, but what does DSU mean to you?
DSU, the biggest thing that it's meant for me is an opportunity. Like I said, an opportunity to come here and compete in the sport that I love the most for the last 5 years. And really, I've had the chance to become the best wrestler that I can be. And I'm so grateful that I got the chance to kind of advance my career in that way. And everybody, you know, the program has been great. The teachers have been great. The school's been great. I've been so fortunate that I ended up choosing this university because it was a perfect fit for me. And between wrestling and you know, joining the rodeo team and stuff too, that was a big thing. And just the opportunities that I've been given and provided have really been the biggest thing to allow me to advance myself as, like I said, a wrestler and as just a person and a human being in general. It's let me develop into the person I am today, and I'm really grateful for that.
And we love to hear that. I think
Yes.
that's how a lot of people feel about DSU. And
Yeah, I mean, it's a second home to me now.
Exactly.
Like Dickinson will, no matter what the future holds for me after graduation or whatever, Dickinson will always have a place in my
exactly.
heart.
You'll have to come back and wrestle sometimes, you know?
Oh, of course, I got to come back and be one of the old guys that comes
Yeah.
up and beats on some of the young guys, you know?
Yeah, just like in a few, maybe 10, 15, what are we thinking? What's that time zone?
I don't know, because there's going to be a fine line where I start to get older
Yeah,
too.
I know, so
it's
it
like-
you can't wait too long.
Yeah, I don't
And
know,
like,
we'll
especially
see.
as a senior, you're feeling those creaks. And,
Yes, for sure,
You're starting to
absolutely,
feel
so.
pretty old.
Yeah, in a hurry, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we just wanted to thank you so much for coming on again. We do have this shirt. This is new since the
Nice.
last time you've been
Awesome,
on.
yeah, I
You're
like
in
it.
like the select group to have these, but it says I flew on Hawk Hawk Talk.
Perfect.
Very select
Yeah,
club.
very select club. I mean, you have to go and sport this off. Maybe you and Gresh can
Perfect.
match sometime.
I can always use more DSU gear.
Yeah, but we wanted to thank you again for coming on. It was great to have you on. We wish you the best of luck for your senior season. Go and kill it. We're going to be cheering for you the whole way here. So,
Thank you again.
Yeah.
And thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Of
it's
course.
been a lot of fun.
yep. We'll be right back after this.
Hey guys, it's Tyler with Immovable Ministries here, and I'm so excited to be able to be the sponsor for this year's Hawk Talk. If you'd like to find out more about Immovable Ministries, you can visit our website at immovableministries.com.
All right, welcome back. We've got a brand new guest on. So why don't you say who you are, what do you do, and just how's life?
Well, I'm Mike Park, and life is fantastic. I do have my own business called Mike Park Investment Management. It's a CPA firm, but specializes in investment.
That's awesome.
Right. Are you originally from here?
I moved here when I was a freshman in high school, so many, many years ago.
Right.
It's like I've been here all my life,
Right.
yes.
Where were you before that?
I came from a little town called Peasic, North Dakota. It's about 40 miles from Grand Forks. There's 90 people, and I think 85 of them are relatives.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Wow. So what made you guys want to move to Dickinson?
Well, I didn't, because I was
Oh, right,
on
you're-
the 7th grade basketball
Right.
team when I was a 3rd grader, because they had to go that low in order to get enough ball players.
Really?
Needless to say, we didn't win many games.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of athlete I was anyhow. So
So how'd you first get involved with Dickinson? I mean, Ellie and I were talking about it. You are a huge supporter. So how'd you first get involved?
well, I first got involved. I went to school here. My mother taught at the high school for 30-some years. Everybody calls her mom up there.
Right.
She comes back, and she went to every class reunion, or pretty much every class reunion. I graduated from Dickinson High, and then I went on to Dickinson State. I ended up getting drafted. It was the Vietnam War, so I got drafted out of college. But when I came back here, went 2 years to Dickinson State, but they didn't have an accounting major at the time, so I transferred to Moorhead State. But when I came back, Dickinson State, I had a lot of friends there. They've become very important. I get to know a lot of the athletes. We travel with the athletes as well. I just love Dickinson State. We have several students that have come and become great friends of mine. They've worked for me. They went on and started their own lives, and they're still in contact with me. So
Right.
great place to be.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, and we love to hear that. So, I mean, when you went to Moorhead State, were you just like, this is not the same as Dickinson? Is that what kind of drove you to come back, or was it because your family was here, or?
No, well, when I came back, pretty much everybody moved away. I was getting a complex because
Oh.
I had 2 brothers that moved to Seattle. I had one move to New Hampshire. I had one move to Japan, and then another one to Texas. And so all of a sudden I was just there all by myself, and I began to think that they didn't like me anymore, but now they're all coming back.
Awesome.
My brothers come back, my sisters come back,
Oh,
my
good.
mother's come back, and we all go to the basketball games,
Right.
the football games, the volleyball games, as you know.
Oh, yeah.
And we love to travel with the team, and we get to know a lot of the players. So
Right. I mean, I guess I have a little bit closer relationship with you because Coulter didn't play volleyball, but
I did not.
you
I wish I
we've
could've.
known
I
we've
wish I
known
could've.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we would have loved to see it. But I mean, I guess I met you my freshman year, and you were just like always this face that we could look at in the crowd and like know that you'd always be there, and you would always let us know too, like, hey, I'm not going to be at this next game. And we'd be like, seriously, Mike, you missed one out of the whole season. Like, it's always so refreshing to see you there. So we love that you're the biggest Blue Hawk sports fanatic. Did you play any sports? I mean, in high school or anything?
yeah, I actually got 7 letters in high school, but
Really?
I deserved 2 of them.
Oh.
I played football. That's why the team name is Midgets. I was the 130-pound linebacker. was a little too small to be playing it, but we were all small back then.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was kind of funny because my junior year they broke my leg, my senior year they fractured my skull.
Oh my gosh.
And so those are the two that I earned. So I ended up getting a 2 in basketball also, but it was as a student manager and for playing 9 seconds in my senior year. So
Hey, those 9 seconds count though, right?
that's right, those 9 seconds were important.
It's all that matters. All that matters. So, like you had said it before, like you are a huge Blue Hawk supporter and going to all the basketball games, all the volleyball games. I mean, what's your favorite sport to go to?
I guess I like them all. I've gotten to know the volleyball players quite a bit because I got to know Jennifer Hartman real well. Well, now Willis. And just an amazing gal. The basketball team, we have the Blue Hawk golf team all the time, and so I took all the seniors off the basketball team the one year when John Hanstead was there. And we all got in there and played and had a great time, and I was going to take the seniors every year just so they could see where their scholarships come from and everything. But we had so much fun that most of them still come back.
That's awesome.
James Hayden comes back. Of course, he's now the girls' basketball coach over at Dickinson. And John Hanstead has moved back. And, of course, now his brother Joe's here, and his dad plays with us. And we still have Destry Sturkle, who comes back, who's always funny. He's back at Fargo. But
Wow.
And so, like Elliot talked about, you are like driving like to these different games. Like, what is it like that motivates you to go to these games?
just the friendships you get. I guess football we started following because Paul Haroff had his son Sam Haroff playing here. And then we had the Bonds we got to know real well. We actually followed the football team all the way to Oregon. That was when we were in the other conference.
Right.
Oh, really?
Amazing trip because you got to know the parents as well as a lot of the kids, and they've stayed friends. So
Right. Did you take a bus? Did you take like the fan bus, or did you drive like separately? Or did you fly?
we took the fan bus. We drove into Billings and then we flew out of there and then
Oh,
flew
fun.
back. And that was a lot of fun going
Yeah.
down. Of course, we got beat pretty bad, but we came back and that last trip was tough on the bus because I think we got in at 2-3 in the morning.
But true Blue Hawk fan.
Yes.
So it didn't even bother you, right?
No, it was a fantastic time.
Yeah, I heard that those fan buses get like they're pretty fun.
Yeah.
They get a little rowdy.
And we got to know the coaches as well, and we just had a real good time.
So Mike, you kind of still avoided that question. If you could pick one sport that's your favorite to watch, and don't
let Ellie sway your
don't let me sway
decision
you.
in
I'm
any way.
retired now, so it won't even affect me. Do you have one? That's a hard question for you, I know.
I guess probably football because
Yeah.
that was my sport when I was in high school. I
Right.
wasn't good enough to go on into college and play it, but yeah, we have a lot. We have season tickets. Well, we have season tickets to all the sports. And
Yeah.
we do follow the volleyball team. It's tough not to say volleyball because Rayma, who was a Blue Hawk on the volleyball team, still is a good friend of mine, and she comes to the basketball games and the volleyball
Yeah.
games now. And Jamie Rice went on to work for me and became a very good friend. She's now in Seattle, so when we get out that way, we stop in and see Jamie
Yeah.
again. And then of course there's you and there's Jennifer Hartman. Well, Jennifer Willis, and
Yeah,
her
isn't
new
that great?
husband is fantastic
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, and also big. He's also a big Blue Hawk supporter too.
Yeah.
So alum too. So I guess that's always nice. I mean, we were talking about it. You just traveled to Mayville and presentation. What was that? 2 weekends ago now. And we were talking a little bit about the women's and the men's basketball team. What are your thoughts on how their season's been going this year?
Well, it's been tough for the women because, of course, they got a new coach, and they had a new coach just a few years ago, and neither one of them really got to do any recruiting, but they play their hearts out. I mean, both the
Right.
men's team and the women's team are just amazing. The men's team, with a couple things going a little bit different, they could have been leading that conference. They did
Yeah.
pick off Mayville, which was the number one, and they were ranked nationally. They're just fun to watch, and
Yeah.
they're fun to get to know too. Because
Yeah, that men's team, I think that we've kind of had this talk a little bit about, we think that it's between them and Mayville definitely at the top. And I think that, coming into conference, into the conference tournament, I think that they have a real shot at it. I really do. I think that it's going to be really close between them and Mayville, but
And Bellevue.
and
Bellevue just picked off Mayville,
Right.
so they were
Oh,
first up.
really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Was it a close game?
It was a close game.
It
yeah.
was?
Yeah.
Oh boy! And they have Bellevue this weekend.
Yep, in Dakota
Correct.
State.
Yeah, and we get a
Ooh.
good chance of finishing third. Bellevue is going to be a tough game, but we should be able to get Dakota and Valley City, hopefully.
Right.
If we can, we're finishing third, and we have a home game.
Yeah. A
Well,
home
third to
playoff
fourth,
game.
yeah.
That'd be so much fun to go to. I think we could do Blue Hawk Game Day there.
Oh yeah, for sure. That would
We're
be
gonna have to get you on for Blue Hawk Game Day.
That'd be great.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. What are kind of your? I mean, I guess I talked about a little bit. What are your predictions for the rest of the season?
Well,
Some
I do
big
think the
wins.
men's are going to have a good chance of winning it. I think the women will go probably play Valley City or Dakota. I think they can win their first game. It's going to be tough to get to the second, but as hard as they play, if the ball's dropping,
Right.
they're going to win.
Yeah, and I watched that Viterbo game this weekend, and they played so well, I thought, as a whole unit. And, you know, there wasn't one time in the game that I saw a head go down. You know, like, I think that their teamwork is definitely there, too. So it's really exciting to see. And I think it was a great send-off. I know that you're pretty close with Ashley Larson, and I think it was a great send-off for her for Scott's Gym.
Yeah, definitely. She played a great game again. A year ago, they started a program called the Host Family. So I got to be a host family with my mother and my brother.
Oh,
And so we had 3 girls. We had, well, Ashley's come over to the house several times, but we had Lacey.
oh, Lacey Wade, yeah.
Yeah, Lacey Wade was one of them, and Riley was the other
Oh.
one. And we still got Natalie Haffer. She's
Yeah.
still playing, and she's such a great gal. They don't have the program anymore, but she's still kind of stayed like our
Yeah.
daughter. She comes to our family meals and
That
things
is
like
really
that.
cool.
That's awesome.
Do you,
We love
is that a thing for any of the other sports, or is it just?
It was just the basketball, and yeah, they asked me to do it last time, and I said, women? I said, no. I said,
Yeah.
But it got to be so much fun because, yeah, with both my brother and me being bachelors now, you know, and my
Yeah.
mother, we go out to eat a lot.
Yeah.
I'm the best cook because I take them out to eat. My mother makes meals at her place,
Yeah.
and my brother makes meals at his
Fun.
place, but I don't cook well.
I love that. I didn't realize that basketball did that last year. We should keep that going, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'm glad that you got to, you know, meet them and, you know, kind of bring them into your family because your family is so. I got to meet your mom a few weeks ago, and she just
Yeah.
is. She is a light.
Yeah.
She
it's-
can make anyone smile, I think.
You know, they now think she's my younger sister. It's not that she's my mom anymore. She looks that young. She acts that young.
Yeah.
She just no slowing her down.
I would believe it.
Ellie told me that you and her are both a great time to have at either any fundraiser or anything that DSU throws. You guys are just always a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had the social after the basketball
Yeah.
game and just had a lot of fun. Met a lot of people, and sort of the volleyball team came up and visited with us again.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
of course you came, and then Eric, the new basketball coach, you know, came up. It was just so much fun getting to meet him and Rachel. Although she broke her leg as soon as she met me,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
I mean, we did talk a little bit about fundraisers. What is your favorite Dickinson State fundraiser to attend?
Well, the Crab Crack that we just went to.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think there were about 250 of us there.
Oh,
It's all
wow.
you could eat crab. They almost ran out because I was there, but but we have a great time. They have a silent auction. They have a regular auction. It's a great fundraiser.
So, I mean, you've been involved with DSU for a long time, and you've seen all these different mascots come through, and I'm going to ask you about more of the North Star. If you were to pick any mascot to fight anyone in the North Star, who do you think's winning that?
The mascot.
That's hard. The only one I can think right now is the Bruins.
I can think of the Mayville Comets, I can think of the Viterbo Hawks, I can think of the Bruins, I can think of
The Blue Hawks.
the Vikings from Valley City.
I'd say the Blue Hawks. I do like the Blue Hawks.
That's a good answer.
It's
That's a good answer.
Yeah, we fly above.
Of course,
right?
I was a Savage back then, but that
Right.
didn't work
Yeah.
out. Needless to say, but the Blue Hawks, I think, has been a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Ellie?
I mean, look at me and think that I'm not gonna go for the Blue Hawks here. Come on.
I'm also going Blue Hawks on this
Yeah.
one.
I mean, the only one, the Comets. I don't know. I feel like Comets can move kind of fast.
Well, my mother graduated from Mayville, and so did Hank Bijou. So, you know, they were
Really?
both Comets. Yeah. So
I did not know that.
yeah, I went to second and third grade in Mayville.
Wow. The more you know. You just continue to learn more about you. Come on. But Comets can move fast though, right?
They can.
I'm not
Very
making
fast.
that up. I think that would be the only one that can give us a run for our money.
I think so. So now it's kind of like the time where we ask the staple question of Hawk Talk. Have you ever watched Hawk Talk before?
Yes, definitely.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you,
All the time.
so you know what's coming up. So what does DSU mean to you?
Well, Dickinson State means a lot to me. I think half my clothing is Dickinson State stuff, but we find so many things to do because, of course, we do go to a lot of the athletic events. We do go to a lot of fundraisers. You know, the Rendezvous was another one that, was a great fundraiser where you get to meet so many people in the community. And this college is so important to the community, and the community is very important to the college. As I said, the host family thing was fantastic because we got to know more and more people. We go to the ball games, we get to know their parents, and we stay friends. We had Lorna Shep, whose mother came over. They were from Australia, stayed with us for a while, and it was just fun. And so we get to see them, and of course that was the year that the girls went on and almost made it to nationals.
Right.
You know, and they did a great job. We went to Sioux Falls to watch them and got to visit with a lot of people. And half of us took a plane down, half of us drove down.
Yeah.
And the driving was much better. I did the driving.
Oh,
So.
nice.
Yeah, I can't say enough about Dickinson State. They've always been good to me. The new president, matter of fact, I used to work with way back
Really?
in the old Helmeke
No
days.
way.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of interesting to see him come back
Yeah.
here, and we didn't work long together because I was just leaving as he was coming in.
Oh,
but,
okay. Yeah, but I mean, you still.
But we got to know each other,
Right.
and so
Right.
we renewed friendship. And
Yeah, some connections too, which is nice to have. But yeah, well, I mean, I know Coulter hasn't known you as long as I have, but coming from an athlete's perspective, it has been just like so amazing to be able to have you, just as a supporter. I mean, you support so many different things. I mean, athletics, academics, like anything on DSU you're supporting. And so we can't really thank you enough. I mean, all of us here at DSU, and you're a well-known guy. And I know when I asked you, you're like, why would you want to have me on the show? And I was like, I guarantee that almost everyone that's watching the show is going to recognize your face. So we just wanted to thank you so much for everything that you do here at DSU and for athletics, for the Heritage Foundation, everything. But it was really great to have you on our show.
well, thank you very much.
We do have the awesome shirt that I was telling you about. We were
That's
talking about it. I flew on Hawk Talk. Right here we are. But I mean, you're gonna have to show this off.
Yes.
You're
As
not-
we were talking about, very select club only have
Elite
these
Club.
shirts.
You're gonna have to wear it. You're gonna have to show it off and be like, yeah, guys, I was on Hawk Talk.
I will do that.
Yeah, but thank you again for coming on with us.
Thank you very much.
It was great hearing more about you and how you got more involved with DSU, even though you didn't even graduate from here.
That's right. But you notice she's telling me to lose weight because that will not fit now.
No.
Come on. Yeah, well, thank you again. We'll be right back for a recap after this. Hi, and we're back with the recap. How's your life going, Coulter?
I mean, my life's going pretty good. How's yours, Ellie?
I just had to check in. Yeah, mine's going great. I don't know if you noticed this or not. I forgot to bring it up. I'm wearing pink because on Wednesdays we wear pink.
Mean Girls reference. I
I'm
got
just
it.
kidding. Valentine's Day is coming up.
You're
so-
right. You're right.
You have any plans?
No, actually, I've got to go back home for a bit.
You're right. You're right. I don't either. It's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess we need to recap what happened over the weekend.
Yeah.
huh?
What did happen?
So, I mean, we had Blue Hawk game day for the women's basketball team on Saturday for the Viterbo game. It was senior night on Saturday night
For both guys and girls, right?
for both guys and girls. I mean, they took 2 hard losses at Viterbo. I think it was, 6 or 7 points total between the 2 of them that they lost by.
6. Each lost by 3.
Yeah, which that stings a little bit, but both teams played so hard.
They
So it was
did.
great to watch. I mean, we can talk about the girls first. They went and they had an amazing game against Waldorf. Scott's gym was completely packed. I heard I had to work, so I I wasn't there.
The
I
Waldorf game was so much fun. I
Yeah.
loved every minute of it. The girls, they played super hard. I mean, on all cylinders, firing on all cylinders, offense, defense. It was so much fun to watch. I loved it.
Yeah, and then I mean they played hard for senior night. Couldn't quite come all the way through, but I mean the seniors, I think Sydney Clark and Ashley had some really big plays towards the end to kind of bring us back in. So it was fun to see, but it was a hard loss for them. For the boys, you were there on Wednesday
The
or
Waldorf
Friday.
game. The Waldorf game again. That was crazy to watch. I mean, the game went into overtime. It was tied at 63 right before overtime, and it was awesome. The Hawks came out with a W on that one.
Yeah, and then they go to Viterbo. I mean, I think that there was some nerves there definitely for senior night, and so I think that kind of had a little bit of an effect, but I think that they came together at the end. You know, Nick Worm went and he was so confident with that shot, and it just barely bounced out for that final three, and so, you know, big props to him. He had an amazing game, one of the best games I've seen him play for his senior night, so, you know, any other time, it was a good game.
Right.
Good game.
And then track was in Fargo this last week. We had Jade Derby and Lexi Craig. They qualified for nationals for pole vault, which is awesome. So that means they get to go to SDSU, so South Dakota State University, here in a few weeks for the nationals indoor championship, which is awesome. And we had Renzi Rosinski. She was the North Star track athlete of the week, which is great for her.
Right. She had a really, really good weekend.
Her and Mackenzie Grubbs.
Yep, I think she finished third in the pentathlon.
Yep, and then Kenzie finished fifth, so
Right.
right behind Renzi.
Yeah, and then the men had a great weekend too.
Yep.
Cleat, of course, the Rosenskis are just
We're
taking.
gonna have to get them on.
Yeah, they're just taking over track, you know.
Yes.
Talk
So
about town.
track this week they'll be at SDSU competing again for the SDSU Indoor Classic.
Right. Wrestling, you know, we talked about with Jamie. They're off this next weekend, so they'll get some time to kind of recoup after their Minot duel this week. And I believe they lost. It was a pretty close one, but they didn't quite come through, which is okay. I mean, they are D2, so.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure that they all learned something. So hopefully they can heal up and get ready for their next
Yep.
meet.
They've got the last chance meet coming up right before nationals.
Right, which is exciting.
Yes.
And then softball, finally.
We're starting softball
Yeah.
up. They have a tournament coming up in Aberdeen, South Dakota.
Right, and they're just kind of playing some different teams from around there, right? Shadron.
They're playing Shadron. They're playing Morningside. I mean, we're familiar with Morningside. I mean, football played them.
Presentation.
Yes.
Yeah, some pretty familiar teams.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we want to thank Immovable Ministries for sponsoring us.
Yes.
I mean,
Super happy
we wouldn't be here without you guys. So
they're always here for us.
thank you for that. And then we have Bikeathon coming up. Last day to register again is February 21st, and the actual event is on February 29th. If you need to still sign up, there's still time. Don't worry, we have another week. But you can contact Seth Moorcookie for any of that. Anything else?
I mean, just Qdoba. I mean, if you guys are signed up, you get free Qdoba just for being there.
I didn't know that. I thought you were just saying Qdoba.
No, I mean, we get Qdoba if you are there participating.
Okay.
You get a free burrito sponsored by Qdoba.
I see. Well, I know you are too, but I'm excited to see the Hawks come out and compete. Oh, basketball is at Dakota State and Bellevue
Right.
this weekend too. So it'll be exciting to see the softball team starting to see how that team's shaping up this year. So yeah, anything else you can think of?
I mean, I can't think of anything else.
Okay, well, that was another great week of Hawk Talk.
It was a lot of fun.
And as always,
Hawks are up.